Alright guys, here we are on the descent. We just got our
approach via inler transition. Cleared to inlet United Alpha, Juliet Uniform 4011 Heavy.
Alright, let's wait for the read back here. Good, alright. So, we got our descent approach now into Milan. Our descent clearance, we got down at 17,000 feet. And we are cleared ILS Zulu 35 left via the inler transition. I don't think we had the inler transition set up, so we're going to go to the departure arrival page. Transition inler, there we go. So transition inler wasn't on. Let's see what happens if I put inler transition on. Where's inler? Okay, it's just one waypoint further, so that's fine. Let's execute that. And hopefully it doesn't change much here. We still want to fly regularly. We're flying to Evrip here. Let me make sure that we're still flying towards Evrip. Previous page. Alright, looks like we're just flying to the next waypoint, which is fine. Let's go ahead and set that so that we're gonna go direct to it and execute. So we're going direct to 13 Sierra Romeo November. So I've already briefed it myself, but I'll go over it with you guys. So once you get on your approach here, you always want to look at your charts. Alright. Alright, we're cleared down to 4,000, so putting that into our altitude. Let's acknowledge it.
Descend and maintain 4,000 feet. United Alpha, Juliet Uniform 4011 Heavy.
Alright, 4,000 feet is set. And let's get familiar with our approach here. So we were coming in on the Evrip waypoint here. Here is 13 Sierra Romeo November. And it says flight level 13,000 at this point. So I don't think it's a restriction. It's more of a suggestion. So yeah, we're going to climb through there. 9,000 feet here at our turn. So we're coming in here. We're going to make a left turn into our right traffic here. Then we want to be at about 5,000 feet at Riggin. And then we're turning on, making a right turn here towards, what's that waypoint called there? Inler. So towards our inler waypoint. I think there's a discontinuity happening, so let's go get rid of that. Yeah, so Riggin. After Riggin, I want to go direct to inler actually. So I want to go direct to inler after Riggin. So let's get that set up. There we go. So that's going to bring us direct to inler. Cool. So we are descending out of 20,000 now. Engines are pretty much idle here for our descent. They wanted us to keep below 180 knots, but I'm not going to do that yet. I'm going to keep on descending at least 250 until we get to 10,000 feet. So yeah, I'm going to keep it around 240 here. Cool, so we set it up now so that we're going to be making a right turn after inler, and we want to be at about 4,000 feet at inler and into the ILS runway 35 left into Milan. We already passed all the Alps. We left those behind us over there. Let's see if we can see them if I get out into this view. And you can kind of see the mountains back there. Yeah, there's still some mountains around. Flying the smooth 737 in. So yeah, I always suggest looking at your charts. Uh-oh, what happened to our charts? I hope it didn't close on me here. Cool. So yeah, always good to brief your arrival here. So you go look at your star first of all, look at your waypoints, your altitudes. You know, it tells you flight level 1090, 5,000. And it looks like we are making now a right turn. Cool. So we will be slowing down as we are descending. Alright, so altimeter now needs to be changed. Unfortunately, they didn't give us the altimeter, so you can always look online. Let me see right here. I'm looking online, and I put in Where are we landing? Milan, Mitar. There we go. And the altimeter is 1022 in Milan, so I'll just set that. I'll take standard off, and look at that, we're already at 1022. We're at 1023, so just put that down to 21.9. That's pretty much 22. So the altimeter is set. Now I'm trying to slow the plane down so that we're going to be at 4,000 feet at Inler. Looks like we'll be fine, descending at 18,000 feet per minute. No, 1,800 feet per minute. So let's get into the ILS approach now. We'll set that up. So we already looked at our charts here. We know, we briefed how we want to approach, and we want to be at about 4,000 feet here at the Inler waypoint. And this is where we go to our ILS chart here, ILS 35 Zulu. And we're going to set our ILS frequency into our airplane. So 109.1 is our ILS frequency. So we're going to set that here. I'm going to make it a little bit brighter. Here's alright, there we go. So 109.1, 109.10, and don't forget to put it to active. So now our ILS is active. We pretty much told our instruments to be looking for this VOR here, Malpensa IMA. That's what your ILS is kind of looking for here. So we're now making a left turn onto right traffic. Trying to descend now. I might use some speed brakes to help us descend. Look at that. We already have the ILS. It's already capturing it. It's sensing the signals from the ILS system. So it tells us that we're 12.6 miles away. So, we're pretty close because the ILS signal is coming from right here. But we're still going to have to come down on our right traffic here into Milan. Hopefully I can make a nice landing for you guys. I'm starting to get used to the 737. And trying to descend this to 250 here. So we're gonna set a little bit of speed brake just to help us down, and then once we get past 250 knots, we're gonna set our flaps down to 5, because that's the flap restriction on the 737. 250 knots, you can set your flaps to 5. So we're just monitoring it. Should be slowing down shortly. And it looks like we're going to be making it for 4,000 feet at Inler. Alright, so we're pretty much at 250 here, 251. That's close enough. Alright. Oh, you motherfucker. Oh, no. Oh, man. I put it at 251 and now... Oh, wow. Well, I learned my lesson and I'll wait for 250 next time. Alright, speed brakes into the armed position now. Wow, that's annoying, isn't it? Really, 251, and you give me excessive speed. I was pretty much at 250.2, we could round it down at 250. Alright, still descending to 4,000 feet. So let's look at our chart. So here we have the Inler waypoint telling us that we want to be at 190 knots. That's actually, at Inler here, 190 knots. I'm not sure why it says at or above 3,000 ATC, at or above 4,000. Maybe it's if ATC clears me down to 3,000, then I'll go, but if not, I maintain 4,000. It does say warning, false localizer capture may occur, so I guess we'll keep that in mind. If ever something weird's happening, we'll know that there's maybe a false localizer thing happening. And always good to look at your go around here. So max 210 knots on the go around, and we're making a turn at 1,450 feet towards Eggfall. I think it's the Eggfall waypoint, and then we're holding at Eggfall at 190 knots. So we want to be at 190 knots at Inler, so let's get this plane slowing down here. Still descending to 4,000 feet. Looks like we're going to be fine. We should be making it to 4,000 feet at Inler. What's our next flap restriction? 210 knots. So at 210, I'll set my flaps to 10. And I'll wait till I pass it this time so I don't get some aviator performance down. That's some bullshit. That annoys me because I'm going to lose some points just because of 1 knot. Alright, flaps set to 10. Flaps 15 at 200, so we can set flaps 15 already. And we are at 185 knots. Perfect. So we're going to hold here, max 180 knots at ECPOP. So once we hit Inler here, it does say at 190 knots, so I'll actually set my speed exactly to 190 since that's what it says. Doesn't say at or above or at or below, it says at. So try to be precise and making a right base now towards Inler. Perfect. So this is where we need to get ready to set our localizer and approach mode on for the ILS. It looks like both of them are captured here, which means that it's sensing the signal for both localizer and glide slope, so we could just go ahead and turn approach hold on. I've seen many times, and a lot of you might realize, that the localizer can be captured much further than the glide slope. So if ever they send you in a really long downwind here and make you turn in from far, you might have to, like, you won't get the glide slope until you get closer, but you will get the localizer. The localizer is sensed earlier, so then you'd only turn VOR localizer mode on. But since localizer and glide slope are both captured, I can just directly turn approach hold on and glide slope and VOR localizer turn on. If ever glide slope wasn't captured or signals weren't felt, then it wouldn't even you wouldn't even be able to turn approach mode on. You would only be able to turn localizer mode. So coming into beautiful Italy, holding at 190 knots because that's what our chart said, 190 at Inler, and then max 180 at ECPOP, and then max 170 at 7.2 miles away from IMA. So as you can see, there's IMA, DME 17.4, so when that says 7.2, we know that we have to be at about 170 knots or below. We're going to go ahead and set our course here, 346 for arrival. Just going to go back to 346 here, and we'll go ahead and turn our map mode on to approach hold. So approach hold kind of gives you a better look at your localizer and your glide slope here right on your flight display. So we should be capturing the localizer anytime now. We'll see this turn green once we've captured it. And once we make our right turn towards ECPOP, we're going to slow down to 180 knots. Alright, making a right turn, but localizer hasn't been captured yet. There we go. Localizer's green. Glide slope is still white because we're waiting for this
United
pink
Alpha,
diamond
Juliet, Uniform
to move down.
401 Heavy U are 17 miles south of Malpensa. Contact tower on 120. Niner when inbound.
Alright, we've got our... No, fuck me.
Center, United Alpha,
Press sail
Juliet,
again.
Uniform 4011 Heavy, say again, please.
Alright,
United
slowing to
Alpha,
180 now.
Juliet, Uniform 4011 Heavy U are 15 miles south of Malpensa. Contact tower on 120. Niner when inbound.
Alright, we're going to acknowledge. There we go. I pressed say again by accident.
3,000 feet. Keep speed.
Oh, alright, we got clear down to 3,000 also. And they told us to keep speed below 170, so we're going to go and set speed down to 170. Alright, yeah, so they told us speed below 170 and down to 3,000 feet. So vertical speed is on, and let's go ahead and descend a little bit quicker down to 3,000 feet here. We're going to tune tower, which is going to probably clear us for ILS approach, 35 left.
4011 Heavy 1 3 miles south inbound ILS Zulu
Alright.
Tree 5 L approach.
And we're going to set our approach to 30 flaps and 135 knots. 1019er on the QNH. Gonna set that 1019er, and they cleared us for ILS 35 left approach.
Zulu runway, tree, 5L approach, United Alpha Juliet uniform 4011 heavy.
A little bit disappointed with the graphics here. It's good from a close radius, but you know, it could be better for far. We've got runway in sight over there. We got a nice day in Milan, Italy. And yeah, we are just descending to 3,000. So we made it to our altitude now. We're going to set our flaps 30. And we got the 2,500 feet called, so we're going to put the gear down. And one thing I forgot to check is our minimums, which I didn't set, so I'm going to go do that real quickly. You should do that earlier. Don't wait till the last second like me. I'm not sure. I think we're on a Cat 3 here, so, or Cat 2, 105. We'll just set that, 105 on our baro minimums here, barometric, and 105. The other one said company, so, you know, you choose your minimums depending on the company, but we are on, we're flying Austrian Airlines, so I don't know. And we just intercepted the glide slope now. So, yeah, plane's fully established and bringing us down. I'm going to go ahead and slow to 160 here. And we're going to hold 160 till we get close to the runway. Alright, coming in on the approach. Hopefully the runways kind of render in a little better. There we go. Alright, so I set my auto brakes to 1. I'm going to get our landing clearance. Alright, acknowledge our landing clearance here.
Clear to land runway tree 5L, United Alpha Juliet uniform
Alright,
4011 heavy.
and we got clear to land. I'm going to go ahead and look at our ground chart here. Well, never mind. We'll do that after. Let's focus on the landing. So we are fully established. ILS 35 left in Milan, guys. Hope you enjoy this ILS landing tutorial and this full flight if you're watching the whole flight. I might post them as 2 separate videos. If you're watching at this point, make sure you like and subscribe. I love seeing your comments too. Let me know what you want to see, what I did wrong. I'm not a professional by far. Alright, 1,000 feet above the ground. And we're holding at 160 knots. I'm going to slow down soon, down to 140. Alright, slowing us to 140. And our landing speed, we're looking for 185 here. So, slowing down. Perfect. Let's turn off autopilot here and fly it in by hand. I've got control. Keeping an eye on the glide slope. And our speed, trying to keep it around 140 knots here. Alright, we're a bit high, trying to bring the engines down, nose down a little bit. And we're back under the glide slope. Alright, going visual here.
100, 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
And just flaring it off nice and gently. And we've touched down in Milan. Reverse thrusting on. And trying to keep it back on the center line. Reversers are green and we are slowing down. Alright, we won't get this taxiway, but we'll get the next one. Reverse off. And gonna manual brake here. I think we need to turn left. That looks, we need to turn left or right? Yeah, it looks like left is a little better. Alright, there we go. Nice little ILS landing into Milan. Let's taxi to the gates now. We'll put our flaps all the way back up. And speed brakes down. Okay, so we're gonna hold short here and contact ground on 121.9er.
Alpha Juliet Uniform 4011 Heavy.
Thanks for watching, guys. If you're watching here at after the ILS, and if you're gonna watch me taxi the gates, I appreciate it. Let's taxi the gates here, and let's look at a ground chart.
4011 Heavy request taxi to the gate.
United Alpha Juliet Uniform 4011 Heavy taxi to gate 405 using taxiway Whiskey Kilo Yankee.
Alright, so gate 405 via Whiskey Kilo Yankee. So I think we are right up here right now at Delta Alpha. So they're telling us to go to gate 405 via Whiskey Kilo and Yankee, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Whiskey Kilo Yankee. So I mean, it looks like Whiskey is right there, Kilo is right there, and then Yankee is right there. So it's like, actually Yankee goes down all the way, so I am not sure. I mean, they're giving us, look at this is taxiway Whiskey, this is taxiway Kilo, and this is taxiway Yankee, and they're all parallel. So I am really confused as to where they want me to go here. Let's try to figure it out. We might see our gate. Which taxiway am I at? Gosh, I can't read the taxiways. They're too far. Whiskey, Kilo, and Yankee. Oh, I see our gate. There we go. Cool. It's right over here, guys. I can see that little blue. Yeah, they're giving us weird taxi instructions. I mean, they give us 3 parallel runways or taxiways. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed this nice full career mode flight and ILS landing into Milan from Austria. Nice little flight over the Alps. Let's go ahead and close this, and our gate is gonna be right here to the left, and there's a truck in the way. What the heck? I don't know how I'm gonna taxi to the gate there. We're gonna have to run into some things. What even is that? I mean, can you move your tug? I don't think those count as like objects that I could run into, so yeah. Oh shit, I see what happened. I came from the wrong taxiway. Well, you know what? We'll just forget that happened. Alright, let's make sure we're at our spot here. Don't mind my wings being inside some other... There we go. And we have made it. Turn the parking brake on. Parking brake on. There we go. Parking brake is on, and we are gonna shut down the engines here. Austrian Airways flight from Milan to, or from Linz, Austria to Milan, Italy. Like and subscribe, guys. Thanks for watching, and see you on the next video.